lifestyle we have would be so empty if it wasn't for the relationships and all that went into getting where we are today.
I want to challenge you tonight to give this business your best and give it your best every day of your life. Your life will change and blossom into something you won't believe.
You that gave the most, paid the most, traveled the furthest, and are the most tired right now are going to receive the most.
We can show you that the dream is real, that the dream works.
Determined you're not going to let anything get in your way.
The only way you'll go diamond is falling in love with that board.
Always follow your dream, because people are going to follow those who follow their dreams.
The key to your success in life is in the questions you ask.
There's no one closer than Dottie and I. There's no one works a better team than Dottie and I. And I'll go up against anyone with our marriage today. It's all in kind of the system.
This business is built on dreams and relationships.
Now, an attitude is not a state of mind like you've been taught all your life. It is a reflection of what you believe and what you value. All right? It's a reflection of what you believe. What drives your behavior are your beliefs and values. Your behavior is a reflection of what you believe and what you value, which is a reflection of your attitude. You see, your attitude is a reflection of what you believe and what you value. Now, here's the scary part, but hang on, because we got some good stuff coming. Your beliefs and values, your core beliefs and values are developed by the time you're 5 to 8 years old. Powerful. And when you understand what those are, it is powerful. And when you make a decision to change some of those that are holding you back, oh, it gets scary, because success comes screaming at you.
But I'll tell you, you know, you have a system here, and you stay plugged into that system, and you do whatever it takes to build your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and take this business to heights that you wouldn't believe. You know, it's just as I think over, reflect back on the past, where we came from, where we are today. And you know, we read the books. We're still reading the books. As diamonds, would you believe? We still read. We still listen to tapes. We still, of course, attend the big functions. We don't do the smaller functions. And that's what you have to do each and every day. You know, read that 15 minutes a day. Listen to a tape a day. Just those simple little things that are going to make you grow and make you into the person that you really want to become.
And you know, folks, as you go out and build a business, some of your greatest friends are not in the business yet. Some of your greatest friends are going to be downline into your group. You're going to get so close to them, you don't relate with this today. But you see, to get me out of depression, I had to go back with the people. I had to get around the people. I had missed a couple of functions. I had stopped reading the books, and I had stopped listening to tapes. But as soon as I got back into the system, to get into the atmosphere, you must keep yourself in the atmosphere. Then it creates the attitude. It'll create the altitude for you. Folks, there's not one person in here in the next 2 years. They can't be so financially set that you don't have to worry about dollars. I didn't say you could be wealthy in 2 years, but you can literally, in the next 2 years, set up through this system a business that is going to be part of your life, and people are going to be part of your life that's going to give you an income for life if you only listen and become a student.
And they came to me and they said, where can we get this product? And I said, you have to get it from an Amway distributor. They did not comprehend Amway distributor. So I said to them, well, Amway is a company that owns this vitamin and mineral company, and they manufacture these products. And they said, well, if we can get it, how much does it cost in the United States to get it? I said, well, in all of North America, it probably costs about $40 a month, depending. And they said, $40 a month? How come it's so cheap when it's so good? How can you sell it so cheaply? You've got it, you don't use it, you don't promote it, you don't sell it because supposedly it costs too much. They can't get it, they want it, and they think it doesn't cost enough. Go figure.
You need the dream, you need to understand the lifestyle, you need to have the glory to shoot for, and yet you have to be realistic to understand the process and the fact that you're gonna go through stuff. So sometimes lately we felt like we've needed to share even that just because we're where we're at doesn't mean that we haven't gone through some stuff. So that gives you hope because you're not going to know. Sometimes all you see is the obstacle. Timmy talks about that a lot of times. You don't always see on the other side. And sometimes the obstacle looks so big you can't see the other side. And I remember as we were building it way back when, I said to Dexter one time, my dream was so small. We lived in an apartment, drove a little car. I mean, we had 2 little Volkswagens when we got married. And I couldn't have, in my wildest dreams ever, have seen what we are today. I know Tim didn't see what we have today, but he did dream bigger than me. And I said to Dexter, I'm afraid that I'll hold him back because I don't dream big enough. And he said, honey, you back the man and you'll live in his dreams.
But you're going to have to be willing to pay a price. You're going to have to be willing to make some decisions in your life. You're going to have to be willing to expect there's going to be some challenges you're going to have to overcome and a price you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to learn to set some priorities. You're going to have to learn to make this business a priority somewhere in your life so your business can become what you want it to become. It's not going to come by accident. It's going to come by design because you're willing to get out there and put the time and effort to make something happen in your life. And I really believe it. The only way your life is ever going to become as fulfilled as you want it to be is by learning to give it your best every day. If you're going to have a great marriage, you're going to learn to give it your best. If you're going to be a great father, you've got to learn to give it your best. And you'll never know how good you can become. You never know how far you can go and how much more you can do. I had one of my best friends years ago that came in and spoke for us. He told me one time, he says, Tim, a simple thing in philosophy in life. You want more, get better. Learn to get involved in the system. Learn to be involved in every way you can. And I promise, by giving it your best, your life will change so quick and fast in front of your eyes. Oh, you're going to stumble along the way. You're going to make mistakes. But don't be afraid of the mistakes. That's part of the learning process. But this is one business you don't have to bat 1,000. You don't have to bat 300 to make a fortune. You can make a lot of mistakes and stumble along the way and still ultimately end up very rich and very successful. This business is the most forgiving business you'll ever find anywhere in the world.
Looking for a reason, I was searching for a sign, reaching out with both hands. You gotta feel a kick inside. Oh, fire up! Oh, fire up! Oh, fire up! Oh, fire up! You're rocking!
Is I'm going to share 4 principles that I have learned that are very powerful. They are simple, but they are powerful, and you got to keep them simple, because one of the things that I've learned is that life is simple until you throw people into it. Now, I have a philosophy about highly negative people or big old dat people. I used to say, walk away from them. I have changed my mind. Do not walk away from a highly negative person. Run from them!
You have to become the best self-user and the best promoter of the system. Now, not only promoting the products, but also promoting your books and the tapes and the functions. You have to get excited, ladies, about all of this. All the books, tapes, just like your husband. You have to get excited about that. And I would certainly encourage all of you to attend as many meetings as you can with your husbands. I know that you have sometimes a challenge with your children, but that's all right. You can work it out so that you can attend at least a few meetings a week with him. You are his greatest asset, and in the living room, definitely you're his greatest asset. And he needs you there as his encourager and his cheerleader. The best thing you can do for your man is you be there and be his cheerleader. Focus on his strengths and not his weaknesses. Tell him that he's doing a great job. Just give him the love that he needs as he's building the business.
And I said, we're going diamond. When you make that kind of a decision, you're going to build this business. And folks, during those years, when we were building the business, I did buy 3 other businesses. Don't give me an excuse of time. Because once you really understand the business, you got time. All the other businesses were successful. I just learned to delegate instead of control, because the business taught me that. Instead of spending all my money, I learned to multiply money. Instead of giving an excuse not to give my wife time, I could still be a very busy man and give her time. And do all through the books and the tapes and the functions. Whatever you do, folks, it's functions, 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 and functions. Folks, learn something very important in the business. Number 1, your upline's not perfect. Sorry. Sorry about that, Greg. We're not. But they know the business, folks.
Dreams for me are the energy, the reason, what's going to keep you going night after night after night, showing this business, getting negative reactions, getting no's. People may be laughing at you, but if you know where you're going, if you know what you want, that's not going to matter. Those are just little sacrifices that you're going to have to make to reach the big picture, the rewards. So I thought D should stand for desire. And I think a lot of you have heard that before. You need to make this business part of you. It's not a job. It's not something that you open up at 8 o'clock in the morning and close at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a lifestyle. It's part of us. You have to develop a passion so big that you're going to do this no matter what. That if you don't go out there and do something more for your business, you'll feel bad. That's the desire that you need to develop.
The system is the guarantee that we all in this room have, that if it's anybody who started us or in our line of sponsorship doesn't know what to do, you can still do it because you're drinking from the main source. You are there. If you make the decision to run, you don't have to wait for anybody, and then you will just look upline to whoever is running as fast as you are, and you can just get the information and make the relationships. That system is the guarantee that you will not hear a diluted information. Because I know you don't do this, but I used to do this. When I started somebody, I told them what I was going to do, what I liked about something, but I deleted everything that I didn't like, so they were not getting 100% of the information. And a lot of us do that. So if you plug into the system, that's your benefit. If you go, you got to love the open meetings, the seminars. You got to love this weekends, and I can explain you why we all do this, but we don't. You know, this is. You will go out of this with so much emotional strength, and you will start building your roots. That the reason we do this weekends is for you to believe that you can do it.
Fabuloso.
Unbelievable!
Woo! Phenomenal. Fire it up.
good. Yeah, do we stand alone? Yeah, yeah, bless it, now I got my own, oh yeah.
Brand new pearls, John and Laura Carroll. Woo! New pearl tracks from Quebec, Yvonne and Danielle Vincent. One more new pearl from Newfoundland, Sammy and Clemmy King. Woo!
They're a wonderful couple. They're Emerald Direct Distributors from Canada, Claude and Margot Camago.
That's what I am. Woo! I'm here to do whatever I can.
She sat down with me and she said, Patsy, I know exactly the way you feel. I felt the same way. I didn't want to build this business. But you know what? You and I are both married to go-getters, and they're going to do this business with us or without us. So I think it's better if they build it with us. So all you have to do is be yourself. You don't have to be Bertie Yeager or Susan Gooch or even Connie Foley. You only have to be Patsy Lizardi and plug into the system. Your fear is lack of information, and just take it one day at a time. Listen to the tapes, read the books, go to the open meetings and the seminars and these functions, and little by little, you'll start changing. And that's exactly what I did. I just felt so good that I had had the opportunity to finally speak with my upline. I gave her a chance to get closer to me.
You know who was the most important person who got sponsored? Me. From that day on, I have never stopped. Night after night, over and over, showing the plan. You know, we know what you will be going through. We know about the stories and the bankruptcy and X and Y and Z. You will have to pay your price to get to where you want to be. I don't care what it is. If you are alive, God gave you the blessing for one more day to make a difference. So use it. Don't spoil your day. Don't just throw it out the window. Make it count. Make it something worthwhile. So we show the plan. A lot of people told us no, but who cares?
When you're crying, you'll bring on the rain, so stop your sighing. Be happy again. Let me give you some direction, Jimmy. Drop to one knee. Think of Elvis here. That's it. Drop the towels. Drop the towels. Both hands in the air. Here we go. Oh, when you're smiling. I say, when you're smiling. Oh, yeah. Oh, world, smile with
I hope you know that where you are, the person sitting in your seat can do this business, and it's the right thing to do, and you deserve the success. See, I couldn't have believed all the things that you saw on that video. There's so many things, and we don't have very long, and I don't want to take any of Carol's time, but we have a 12,000 square foot home now. You saw it up there. And when we got started, we were about to lose the house that we were in. I mean, they literally were talking, the bank was talking about foreclosing on our house. We can drive now when we didn't have any cars. In fact, our oldest daughter had managed to buy a 1975 Vega with her McDonald's salary and let her mom and dad use it, which was very nice of her. But right now we can drive a Mercedes, a BMW. We've got a go-to-town truck, as Carol says, or a farm truck. We've got 2 or 3 boats. We've got 2 wave runners. We have an airplane. Our mode of transportation is different than it used to be. But all because we drew circles, we got in the business, we got excited, and we became changeable.
What counts is what do you want? That's what you got to determine. It's not what we did. I've done it all. I've spent the night sleeping in cars. I've done it all. But it's what are you willing to do, guys? What's your future? What's your financial freedom worth to you? It's not what you've done in the past. It doesn't count. It's right now 21 minutes after 12 by my clock. At 20 minutes after 12, everything beyond that was history. Nothing we can do about that. All we've got is what goes from here. And if you've been in this thing forever, since Hector was a pup, he's an old dog now, or you've been here since the earth began to cool, I don't know what your situation is. It doesn't matter. The new day starts, your new business starts Monday. That's when you start. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. It's what you're willing to do in the future. It's not where you've been. It's where you're going. It's not what you know. It's what you're willing to learn. It's not who you are. It's who you want to be. I am not today who I was. I hope I'm not who I'm going to be. Old gospel song, I used to be a frustrated gospel musician, but old gospel song, he's still working on me. Well, that's true. God's still working on me along with me. I'm still reading and listening and doing all that sort of stuff, and so I'm not who I was. I'm not who I'm going to be, but the question is, who do you want to be? You're going to have to decide that. And then the question that matters, I already mentioned, is how big is your dream?
And you chose to be here this weekend because you know that you can have a better future. That if you believe and you stay committed to the system, and you believe in your leadership, and you just hang in there, and you keep getting up one more time, then truly it can work for you. We know that. Greg and I are a classic example of two people who got involved in this business and just decided to hang on, and we didn't quit. And the reason that we're successful today is because we hung on to the system, and we hung around people like Tim and Sherry Bryan and all the fabulous diamonds and all your leadership that you're going to see here in a moment. But you know, it's important to make a decision for you this weekend. And we say that all the time, and there will come that point when you have to really face the mirror and say to yourself, why not us? Why not? You've got what it takes. Why not us? Why not now?
But you can have fun with this thing too. I have fun with it. I have a ball in life. You know, and Mona Winters a short time ago, she looked at me, she said, geez, Greg, you look so conservative tonight. You know, she thought I had a black tux, but it's a tartan. It's blue and it's green. This jacket, bought it over in Harrods in London. You know, and it's kind of funny. Saved a lot of money. I think I saved like $400 on this jacket. Of course, it cost $1,500 to get there. You know, and it was kind of neat, and it was kind of nice to go there, and I wanted a special shirt, and they didn't have one right there. I says, well, can you send me to a place? So they sent me to a place in Piccadilly Square, and this place to make shirts. So we picked out the material, and they made a shirt for me, and it was kind of neat. Now, I'll just kind of show you that quick. It's a nice little shirt. It's a typical shirt that you'd wear with a tux, you know. It's nothing special, but it's made for me, you know, and it's kind of neat. It's silk, this type of thing you'd like to wear on your last day at work. I don't know about you, but can you imagine wearing something like this in and they call you crazy and you just smile, definitely am. You know, and you have choices, and that's the name of the game. We love you. Thank you.